Hi guys, in this video I talk about random numbers. I start out by showing how to generate a random number in Java, and then I move on and kind of show how we can restrict the range of random numbers generated. Every time you want to create a new random number, we need to create an object of type random. So we do random r, and I initialize this with a new object, new random. When we have this, we need to import it from the java.util package, and then we can call functions on it. Let's say I want to create a value, val, I call r.nextInt. This gives me the next random integer. I can do the same with a boolean. For example, I can do boolean b, r, next boolean. I can also do the same with a float. If I want to have a random float, I do r next float. So for any basic primitive data type, I can generate a new random value. There is nothing like next char, because next chars are really integers. So we could generate a random integer and then based on that cast it to a character. So remember, every time we create an object of type random, and then we can call functions on it to generate a random value. Now, what if we want to, for example, create a dice? So I move on to number 2 here. How do we restrict the bounds? What is nice is when we have something like dice, we can do r.nextInt, and there is a method for it where we can pass in the upper bound. And the upper bound is always excluded. So what this will give us, it will give us an integer from 0 until the bound -1. So for what I will do here, since 0 is included, I will limit it to 6. So this will give me a value from 0 until 5. Both 0 and 5 included. Now when I have this, since a dice is usually from 1 until 6, what I do is just dice equal dice plus 1. There's also a shortcut. I could do dice plus plus. And this will then effectively give me a range from 0 to 6. Now I could also do both in one. I can do dice 2, and I call the method nextInt with a bounds of 6, and then I just add 1 to it afterwards. This will give me a range from 1 through 6. Alternatively, I could also do 1 plus and then do the first operand beforehand. So I do 1 plus, and then here I have 6. So that is another option. Now, what this essentially specifies is the number of values. So, for example, if I have now dice, let's say a special dice, and I do r.nextInt, and here I select a bounds. Let's say I have a dice that has 24 faces, and it can have 25 values. And the values are always from, let's say, 100 until 125. Then I say I want to have 25 different values, and they should start at 100. So 25 values starting at 100. I hope this gives you an idea how to use random. Obviously, we can use these values to do something even more complex and build up on this, but this is typically the basics how to generate random values in Java. Thank you for watching.